I wasn't expecting company, but if you stay out of the shrubs and flower beds, you could stay.
Give him a wave, Pops, now that you've invited him in. We're two old guys who enjoy playing sandbox and survival games together. I'm Uncle Craig. Go ahead and sit down. Let's visit for a while.
Hey, this is Uncle Craig. Now for, well, what you're looking at right here is my Falcon. I don't know if I've done a tour of that yet and shown that to you. We actually have three of them, a kind of a fleet. The one over there to the right, that's my son Ryan's, and then down over there in the distance, docked to that station right there, that is Papa's. Well, what we're doing is coming and taking a look at this refinery. I think it is called, if I remember right, Pop's Cosmic Mercantile. And so this has been built by Doc. We commissioned him. He's got the ship there, the Ark, he calls it. We commissioned him to build an industrial refinery for Papa, and he went way beyond what we had expected. And so we're going to go take a look at that, have him give us a tour of the place. Papa and I will come up to the front door and let him give us access to it. Now, these are platforms. I'm kind of coming up from the underside, but these are two platforms for access, and I believe we're going to be able to set that up for people to deposit ores or pick up ingots, and then we're going to have some store blocks that make that possible to manage and maintain. Papa's parked on there. I think he's on a mag plate. I'm going to see if I can actually dock to this connector. It's like somebody's waiting out there on the platform for me. I'll switch my camera view here. Now that was a sound block put in by Doc, so when we parked we would hear the gal tell us that we docked successfully. So very cool. All right, so let's see, where's Papa? I think he's out here. There he is. Hey, Papa and Doc. This is first old guys in the purple, Doc's in the blue. So Doc, tell us about this place that you set up here for us. Walk us through everything that's here. Talk to us about the design decisions and things like that.
Oh, well, there's a lot here. Right now we're on one of two of the public platforms. I've named them, well, this one is R-48 for right, as if you were looking straight ahead at it. And then the other one, I believe, is L-23. So those are all set up. We've got some defenses on them now because we had some neighbors coming a little too close recently. So this whole place is set up to where if you did not have any fuel in your jetpack, you could get to and access everything without a jetpack. It's also lit to where if, obviously in the game, your headlamp never breaks, but you know, if you were in a place where you didn't have a headlamp, you'd be able to see everything the way it was meant to be seen, I guess, without a headlamp on.
I see that. In fact, I see the purple light that's, I think it's scanning from the inside of the asteroid, but it shows up on the surface of it, and it looks really cool. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, welcome. Look at
A little sign to let you know which platform you're coming off of, so you remember where you came from.
that. Yeah. Dude, where's my car?
So, Pop, if you want to kill your headlamp real quick, there's a bunch of crazy things that I ended up doing, just went a little overboard on. If you look down this corridor here and you see the lights, how they're kind of staggered.
Yeah.
So the actual lighting inside these corridors doesn't actually do anything. It just creates a little bit of a glow on the top there. So I have lighting panels up above them, and I have them offset so that they come down and kind of give that staggered look, give it more of a utility corridor feel.
That is really neat. I like that. Oh, got arrows to help us old guys know where to go here.
Yep, little signs at each path heading to each platform, so that you know which one you're headed to.
Yeah.
And then our main public entrance here, which is kind of set it up to look like it could be an actual door that closed, but obviously in the game it does not, because you guys preferred to have a place that wasn't pressurized so that people wouldn't stick around too long, as it's just a trade station and not a place to live.
That's right. No loitering.
Right.
And I see the interior guns there, or the interior turrets are for that purpose too.
Yeah. Yeah, don't come if you plan on robbing the place. They won't let you in. So we just have kind of a basic lobby. It's not too much to it.
On the balcony, should we go look at that now?
Sure, yeah. The balcony is kind of set to be a place to hang out. Well, you'll see when we get up there, I guess.
Ah.
Yeah, so we've got some desks and chairs. So again, kind of taking the real life feel to it. If you had something processing in the trade station, you were waiting for it to finish, you might not want to go back to your ship if you're on it constantly every single day and every night. So this is a little place where people could come up and put their laptop and do whatever work they needed to do while they were waiting for their ore or their ingots to be ready.
There you go. And if they didn't want to sit down in the cafe there with their coffee, they could come up here, huh?
Yep, get a nice little view of outer space there, and also keep an eye on their ship if maybe they were worried about it.
Yeah. Very neat. Oh, the doors open for you automatically. Nice.
Yep, and just a little deck for people to come outside, and I wouldn't say get fresh air because we're in space, so you really won't get very far with that, but...
That's excellent. Well, Papa, what do you think so far?
Well, I've been through this place inside and out and upside down,
No.
everywhere you can think. So I think it's pretty amazing. A lot of work went into this.
The detail's pretty incredible.
Doc's been here just about day and night.
Yep, and since this place is not pressurized, we just kind of have that half wall there.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our station. In our refinery you have access to a cafeteria, sleeping quarters, oxygen refills and many other services. If you have any questions, scan your ID.
So that announcement that plays, that very first one there says there's a sleeping quarters in here, which obviously there isn't because we don't want people sticking around. So because of that, I stuck on this this fake sleeping chamber here.
Maintenance will begin at 1600 hours GST.
So it's kind of blocked off, and we have a sign saying that it's being refurbished and it's unavailable.
There's storage.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
great.
if you actually went in there, it's just a bunch of barrels in like a 3x3 room, but because of the barrels, you can't see how deep the room actually is. So if somebody actually went in there, it kind of looks like it could be a room that's being redone, and that's all the supplies in there for that.
That's very cool. Sleeping area being refurbished is unavailable.
Shipment 419 is ready to be loaded.
Oh,
Sort of that
419 is
that
ready
theme
to be
park
loaded.
ride element where it from the outside it looks like it could be something really big, but you never really get to see what's in there, and it's
Yeah.
actually just a really small space of nothing.
Like, subscriber, get off my lawn.
you did a great job of making it look like you can't tell how big it is. That's great. Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, so one of only 2 pressurized locations
Refinery
is our
engineers to
cafe
stations,
here,
please.
the Dusty Comet Cafe.
Refinery
Nice. So let me
engineers
take
to
my
stations,
helmet
please.
off. Oh yeah,
Code 62.
I'm not gasping. Very nice. And you can really watch the happenings here at the place.
Yeah, you can watch the refineries work without all of the dust and noise.
For your safety, remember to clear airlock doors after you have entered the station.
And of course, the token fish tank. And this is one of those energy stations, right? Yeah.
Yep. So if it's not piped in, it'll just give you power, but we have ours piped in so you can refill your suit, oxygen, and hydrogen while you're in here.
Landing at Dock
Very
2.
nice.
Refinery
Now the store block
engineers,
is
please.
one we're
Be
going to
ready
set up.
receive the ore for processing.
There's your store block and a contract block. So we'll set both of those up for Papa's business here. And then this is, vending machine. We could set that up too. And an ATM, of course. I like the use of the ATM. And that jukebox. No tracks available yet. So.
Yeah, we're looking for the rights on those still.
This is fantastic. And this is your garbage can, right?
Maintain a safe
Yep.
environment. Please clean up all trash in the cafeteria.
This is great. Wood
Please
paneling
do not
on the
take
floor
food
was a
or
great
drink
idea.
outside the cafeteria.
Real classy.
Yeah, we
Oh.
kept it nice and bright so that people wouldn't be falling asleep in here.
Yeah, and then I had to put my face shield on, so that's great. Great test of the pressurization there.
Civilians entering or unauthorized areas of the station is strictly forbidden. Persons caught in unauthorized areas may be fined.
And then down here we have our factory.
That's another revenue source there, Dad. What is this here? Oh, we'll fine people for coming in and hanging out when they shouldn't. See, maintenance.
Engineers working
Build
near
and
all
repair.
nuclear reactors.
All right,
Please
Pop,
remember
kill your
the
headlamp real quick.
regulations
All right, so this here is set up where when you turn on the build and repairs, you'll actually get a little green light above it.
Nice. You'll know when your build and repair system is on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice feature. And is this just a time? Is that a timer block back there? What is that?
Just a place I threw a timer block and then put a tinted window over it just to give it a different feel.
Nice. Like that.
And then our programmable blocks over in this little corner.
Nice. Those are our little computer setup, computer room type setup for the factory.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oxygen,
on behalf of the crew, I
hydrogen,
ask that you please
O2
direct your
generator.
attention to the monitors as we review the emergency
Yep, just a
procedures.
small tank for each, just enough to provide people with the complimentary oxygen and hydrogen when they step into the cafe.
Emergency oxygen can be found in cargo
That's great.
containers.
Welcome to Pop's Cosmic Mercantile. Low uranium alert will activate. Oh, and we've seen that. That's a really cool feature. So when it does get low, it sends out a signal to the faction that says, we need some more uranium.
Unsecured objects that can become projectiles.
Yes, exactly. So it'll send out a message as far as the antenna can reach, and then it'll also turn on a beacon that is labeled to say that the refinery needs uranium, just in case you're a little too far for the antenna to get to you.
Nice. Now
And then
this-
once it processes more than 3,000, it'll shut all of that off.
Gotcha. Over here, is this one of the control seats for the person managing the place?
Yep, and that is actually where there is access to all of the security cameras.
Well, let's take a look here. Okay, that's outdoors here. Take a look over there. It's my ship. There's Papa's over here. Oh, look at that. That's right at Papa's ship from the same docking area, looking over at the other pad, and the same thing here.
Refinery engineers, please check
This
unit 1 before
is
processing the next
this is the
batch.
back door, isn't it? Number
Yes.
4. Yeah. So the back pad, which, if I remember right, is the employee entrance, right?
Yep. So nobody else will have access to that door. So if somebody's trying to get in, you could look on the camera and see who's standing out there and if you want to open the door for them or not.
Nice. Aha, and this is looking out that same
Mind your step when entering
pad.
and exiting spacecraft on the docking pads. The gravity field extends beyond the pad.
All right, and then 9 is the projector. Okay, very cool. I love it. That is very cool. Oops.
And I am making my way back in. My game decided to crash while you were looking through the cameras.
Doc, speak to me, Doc.
In case of an emergency loss of power,
Well, while
we
he's
advise you
doing
stay
that,
close to the floor.
I noticed over here. Oh, these are
Gravity field is restored
event
can be
controllers,
fatal.
correct? Yeah. We'll have to look at how those are set up.
Yep, those are the battery, well, the refinery backup. So if the batteries get to 10% or less, it'll kick on the reactor, charge up the batteries, and then once they reach 95%, it'll shut the reactor off.
That's a nice feature.
All right, so definitely get power protected here. Let's see. This looks like a warfare nuclear reactor. Is that right?
Please report immediately
Yes.
to the medical
Yeah,
station.
warfare reactor. Very nice. Plenty of power then. Defensive block, and that's for our defensive system. And it looks, well, we got huge cargo containers up there. How many are there? 3?
We have 3 large cargo containers and then 1 small one. The small one contains the uranium.
Ah, I see. And these refineries over here are piped in across the ceiling, I see. And we have, it looks like 2 of the Prototech refineries and 2 standards, right?
Yes, we
Very
have
nice.
2. Yeah, 2 of each.
I like this ore and ingot summary much better than mine. I'll have to figure out, ask you how you did that later. Mine look horrible. Now I like this though. You got the graded walkways.
Remember to regularly check your oxygen and power systems when operating in space.
Look
Waiting
at
to the
that.
last minute can be fatal.
Nice.
Yep, we are 100% ADA compliant. Jetpack if you can't walk, and stairs if you can.
There we go. And a stairs that look like a ramp, so I'm sure it could be used as a ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
232 is jammed.
And
or
this is
damaged.
the
A
stairs up
space
to the
engineer is requested to
containers.
please
Wow,
check
look at
on
that.
232.
That's great. We won't have any problem accessing the containers. Beautiful. Looks like you have somebody going through here on a regular basis, keeping the place clean too. I notice it's kept very clean.
Much.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go. Droids.
we spare no expense when it comes to keeping the place shiny.
That's awesome. And I have got,
We've got
to go
a
ahead.
couple of things around this place that they look functional, but they're actually fake. So this fan up here is actually not connected into anything, but it kind of gives it that exhaust feel that you would have in a cafe.
Yeah, that's right. And then I definitely wanted to advertise for you. We got Doc's Creation Kick. He's Doc. Is that 886 or B? Oh, it's B86. Doc B86. And on Twitch, Doc Brown 86. Correct?
Yep.
Very awesome. And in our clan, he's just known as Doc.
Yep, nice and simple.
That's great. I also see you've got the kind of the vents with a little bit of light on the outside up there on this wall.
Yeah. That was one of those when it got done and I saw like the shadow and stuff that was going along with it and the glow. It just looked really good. I was actually really proud of that.
Yeah, I like that look. Especially when it's between all the pipes and such and the grating you have in the background. Just a fantastic job. And then I see out of the big screen the same ore and ingot counts that we do down here. That's neat. Nice touch. All right, and then I think there's like just maybe a couple more things to show, isn't there? We'll go out in the back, but I think there's something you have to show before we got in the back, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of things in here still. So I actually set up, and this is not necessary for the game. It probably would never get used, but I like to set things to be a little more realistic. So I have an emergency stop over here for the refineries.
Oh, nice.
So when you press that, all 4 of the refineries will instantly shut off.
Well, Papa,
And
you
then
want
if
you want to give it a shot, Papa?
It's off now.
Oh, it's off now. Look at that. It all shut down.
Airlock 2 maintenance will begin at 16.
Then how do you turn it back on?
So we have an access panel down here on this wall. It's a little bit further away, so the idea would be if you shut it off, there theoretically would be a reason for it. And if you had just a regular employee do that, you would want them to have to walk past each refinery and check everything to make sure it works. So they would have to walk past all of those to get to the access panel and turn it back on.
Nice deal.
And then if you stand about where I am and look towards the refineries, I'll go press the button. There's a few cool little things that happen with that.
All right.
Shipment 419 is ready to be loaded. I repeat, shipment 419 is ready to be loaded.
Very cool.
Oh, lights all come on. Oh, that's cool.
That is great.
And it kind of gave it that feel as if the refineries starting up are going to draw a lot of power, so we lose a few of the lights there so they can dedicate that power to the refineries, and then they start up staggered one at a time just to keep the power where it needs to be and not throw any breakers.
That is excellent. That is so cool. All right. Where next?
Well, another little aesthetic sort of, I guess, lore thing that I threw into this was, so for this back area here, we have these pillars that would be, I guess, considered decorative pillars going up on each side of the door. And then I used sort of a concrete texture going up through the middle. Kind of threw it in as this idea that there was a time where this place, kind of like the front where it's an open door, was a big open space in the back as well, probably for some kind of airflow or for people to get in and out. But as technology progressed, maybe they didn't need that open space anymore. They might have had people coming in and out. They shouldn't have been. So they just threw a bunch of cement down the center to make it a big wall, which is, you'll see that at a lot of factories as they kind of change things over the years.
Yeah.
You can tell where they just kind of cheaply filled stuff in, and you know, they left the decorative pillars there because they were already there, and then they threw this fancy door on.
That is great. Kind of like bricked it up, right?
Yep, exactly.
That is really cool. Gives it some history, some character.
Please help us maintain a safe
Now we can either go out back, or there's
environment.
also the office that we haven't stopped in at.
Let's go out back first, and then we'll take a look at the office.
Cafeteria.
Aha! Now this is this is basically Papa's entrance, right?
Yep. And out each way we have a little warning sign, because halfway through the platform the artificial gravity gives out, so a little warning for that for anybody going that way.
And definitely warnings for people coming in.
Oh yeah.
From back here. That's great. Trespassers may be shot. Oh boy.
Yes, those turrets are not just for decoration.
Engineers working near or on nuclear reactors, please remember to wear your radiation dosimeter.
Nice. Oh, here again, reserve parking. Firelighters will be ejected. Oh man, and this is a connector, right? Yeah, very cool. Armor.
Yeah, just like out front, we've got two types of connectors, so depending on what your ship has and needs. So we have the one off to the side as well, just in case. You know, some people don't have them on the bottom of their ships.
Yeah, gotcha. That is very cool. Yeah, I'll have to take the time and set up the trade and make them available to certain people or all people. Yeah, I gotta put a lot of thought into how I configure that, because I know in the past I've had a tough time getting them to work right. Very cool, Doc. All right, let's see the office.
If a fire breaks out on board the station, we may have to rapidly decompress the affected compartment. Emergency oxygen can be found.
The Papa,
in
so far, what's your
containers.
favorite part of this place?
Explosive decompression occurs.
The refineries.
Air can escape
Yeah.
from the lungs, typically
So,
in less than 0.1
My
to
ship is too slow
0.5
for
seconds.
grinding through all the materials I
The
pick up.
risk of lung trauma is very high, as is the
These
danger
are
from
very nice to
oxygen
have.
objects that can become projectiles.
Oh, look at this. It's really in the background, isn't it? You wouldn't even know the office was here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Wood paneling. Bonsai trees. Personal lockers. Snack bar. So it's like a, what do they call these? It's not an arboretum. What do they call a little place
Before
where you have
entering any
plants?
lot, please check to make sure your spacesuit is pressurized and sealed.
Very cool.
Exposure to the vacuum of space is fatal.
Oh, and isn't that the seat where you sit when you're in trouble there, Doc?
Oh yes.
Papa should take that seat over there and make it look official. Aren't you going to sit behind the desk there, Papa?
No, I left it for you. Go ahead.
Oh, for me? Great. Make me feel more important than I am.
Commander, you're back. I was starting to wonder if you got lost in the black hole of bureaucracy.
That's awesome. I'm going to press V and snap around here. I can't get. Whoa. Yeah, I can't do it right. I wish I could. I was going to take a look at myself at the desk, but I can't get the right angle. Very cool. Very cool.
On time to maintain faction reputation.
Ah, yes.
Yep, your very own personal AI assistant, making you feel welcome when you're in your office.
That's awesome. Like Alexa, right?
Oh yeah. And then this is the other place that has oxygen in it as well.
Excellent.
The gravity field
Very
extends
cool.
beyond the pad.
Well, Doc, you outdid yourself. This is fantastic. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives you some ideas for your own builds. Doc truly is a master creator. We've seen him do many things like this on other servers we had, but this is fantastic. So hope to see you in game, guys. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.